John Adams once said there's two ways to enslave a country. One is by the sword and the other is by debt. Hey everybody, straight from Bullshit Corner, and this video is something that always pisses me off, and I hear it all the time, whether it's at work or if it's out with people. Regardless, it exists everywhere around us, and this video is about debt. I can't believe how troubled our countries are in because people are enslaved by debt. In my thoughts, debt is caused by three reasons. A, sickness. A sickness and being off work can cause you to go into debt if you don't have the proper savings. Number two, loss of a job, not preparing, being unprepared, not having adequate savings due to economy downturn or something can put you into debt. But today I'm going to talk about number three, and it's going into debt because of stupidity. So many people, you'd be amazed, go out and buy things they can't afford. When you're not living within your means, you must borrow to maintain your lifestyle, putting you into debt. And over time, the situation gets worse, and next thing you know, your line of credit's maxed out, your credit card's maxed out, and you're left with no other choice but to swallow your pride and either go bankrupt or downgrade your lifestyle. Once you pass a certain limit, depending on how much you make, that limit's always going to be different, but once you pass that limit, and you can only afford to make the minimum payments, you're fucking done. If you can't, the way I see it, if you can't afford to make 3 times or more your minimum payment a month, you're finished. Getting into debt is easy. Getting out of debt is the hard part. It could take years. It might even take a lifetime to get out of debt, depending on your interest rates. Remember that. Do you really need that brand new vehicle? Do you need to go into $40,000, $50,000 worth of debt just to drive a vehicle? Or can I maintain myself and spend like $10,000 on a vehicle and make it last 5 years? And I don't carry that extra payment. People gotta start thinking about that. I had a friend years ago. Him and his wife were the couple that had to lease the brand new vehicles, had to have the big house. None of it was owned. All of it was on credit. They rented a house for like $1,500 a month, like a 2,400 square foot home. They leased 2 brand new vehicles. They spent money they didn't have. They accumulated a debt over a matter of time, over $50,000 in credit card debt. It was no longer about paying down the debt. It was about transferring one payment to the other. Okay, I got this much money on this Visa card. I'm going to transfer it to this one. You're not paying down the debt. They were over their threshold. They were done. Like I said, once you pass that threshold, you're finished. A lot of credit card companies now are putting on your statements, as you might have seen, if you carry a credit card statement, they'll have like, if you make the minimum payment, it'll take this long to pay it off. You gotta start thinking about this. This is why the economy is in a shitter like it is, because people can't fucking manage their money. If you need to buy a 60-inch screen TV, they're about $1,000. If you can't pay cash for it, you can't afford it. Plain and fucking simple. If you have to finance it through a store card just because you want it to watch the big game or watch movies, you can't fucking afford it. To better protect yourself, to avoid going into debt, an average person should have about 3 months' wages in their savings. You should be able to pocket at least 25% of your earnings away into your savings account for emergency purposes or whatever you need to do. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, you need to really evaluate your life on what you need to do. I'm sick and tired of fucking hearing people buried in debt. They can't afford this, they can't afford that, but yet they'll go out and they'll finance a brand new vehicle, but they're complaining that they're fucking broke, but they need it. Somehow they fucking need it. I don't understand that at all. At the rate we're going and burning up money that we don't have, it's only a matter of years before China calls our debt, and we'll all be speaking fucking Chinese. You don't have to defeat a country anymore by war. You just need to enslave them by debt. Remember that. If you in fact buy on credit, you're limiting your choices for the future. Think about that. A lot of people are in debt because of ignorance, not understanding what the APR is on their credit statements, are learning about the minimum payment or how much it actually pays it down. People don't look, if they have a credit card with a $5,000 limit, they don't look at it as $5,000 in debt. They look at it as, I got $5,000 cash and I'm going to buy something, and as long as I make the minimum payment, I'm fucking golden. Always remember, don't risk more than what you can afford to lose. And that includes if you have gambling problems, mostly invested in the stock markets. You can make a lot of money in a short time on stocks, but you can also lose your house, your life savings, and everything else if things don't go the way they go. I like to invest in precious metals. I'm not going to get rich off of buying precious metals, but long term, I may make some money. If you're one of those people that has to go to the grocery store with a calculator and calculate how much you're spending because you're on a tight budget, it's time to reevaluate your life. Something is obviously wrong with this picture. You shouldn't have to worry about how much you have to spend. If you have to worry about stretching your dollar, making the most out of it, you need to reevaluate your life. And you just got to remember, it's not about how much money you make, it's how you save it. I'm going to leave the video at this. In a future video, I'm going to talk about some of the things that I do to help generate some money for savings. Some things that I've used over the years that have helped me stay out of debt. If you have any ideas that you want to post below, I will use them in a video with a shout out. Just kind of like so people can look through it and get some ideas on how to save money, because the economy is in the shitters, and as long as we keep spending money we don't have, and I'm not fucking joking, things are not going to get better, things are going to get worse. People are going to lose jobs, people are going to be homeless, people are going to start starving to death unless the world and the economy gets their shit together. Spending money we don't have is not the answer. We gotta fucking get our shit together. So post any questions or comments below. I know this isn't like a usual rant where I'm cursing and swearing like a sailor, but it's something that I hear all the time. I talked about it today with a friend. Over the weekend I heard about it. People at work are talking about it, and it just frustrates me how people get themselves buried into debt due to stupidity. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, post them below. Otherwise, thanks for watching.